Welcome to this demo where we're going to be showing you how we've connected ServiceNow with Workfront via Fusion and just exactly what that looks like. So first off, to set the stage, I want to walk through kind of the example use case that we're going to be looking at for this demo. So what we're going to be imagining in this case is imagine you're bringing on a new team member and you need to get them provisioned in Workfront, get them set up. You need to create their onboarding plan, add the correct due on dates, add the assignments. You need to then make sure and let IT know whenever that person has been added to Workfront so that um, they know they don't have to keep following up on that. You need to make sure you schedule your the onboarding calls as well as team meetings, introductions, and all that. So basically, you have a lot on your plate, a lot of things you need to do to get this new person onboarded and ready to go. So let's see how an integration such as with ServiceNow could help streamline that process. So let's dive in. So first, I'll open ServiceNow. And I guess before I really jump into it, I just want to highlight this is an example use case. I would love for you to really be thinking through, um, the big picture of what we're showing and now how this can be implemented in your use case, whatever that may be, right? Your use case may not be a, new person being hired. It could be, something else, but there's a lot of crossover and so yeah, just kind of keep that perspective as I'm going through and showing you this, and then always happy to discuss it further if desired. But anyways, so now I'll get on with the demo. So we're here in ServiceNow. We have this requested item for this new hire. Okay, we couple things I want to highlight. We have the state of this request is open. I'm actually going to scroll down to the information down here. We have the new hire name is Bruce Wayne. So we're super excited that we're onboarding Batman. We have his start date as being January 12th of 2026. He's in marketing. The manager is going to be me, Christopher Taylor, and we need to make sure they get access to Workfront. Okay, so this request is submitted. And now let's jump into Fusion and let me run this. So as this is running, let me explain what's going on kind of behind the scenes here. So ServiceNow or Fusion is going to go and get the request from ServiceNow. Again, with this being a demo, we're manually triggering this search. But in your kind of real world scenario, we'd make sure and have it be automated so that it'd be triggered by that request being submitted, or could also be triggered by a certain status. Anyways, so this is going to find that information. It's then going to do some searches within Workfront to get the right manager ID. Um, and then it's going to, in this example, we're actually creating that new user in Workfront automatically. Then we're creating a project and assigning tasks to the manager, assigning other tasks to that um, new person that was just added to the system, the new employee. We're modifying the planned completion date or planned start date of one of the tasks based off the planned completion date based off the planned start date of the new employee. And then we're also going back and updating ServiceNow to kind of say, hey, this has all been completed. So that's kind of what I walk through the flow. So let's do this kind of in order as I explained. So we go to users, and I'm just going to refresh here, and you'll see that we have a new user, Bruce Wayne. And I just wanted to call out, you notice it's deactivated. The reason why is we're not adding this user to um, admin console, which we would I need to do and want to do. And so, just for the sake of this demo, we're just keeping it really simple, just adding it directly into Workfront. But in your kind of again real life use case, you would want to um, add them to admin console, and you can use Fusion to that as well. Anyways, so we added the user, so we have him here, Bruce Wayne. And then the next step was that it created the project and um, assigned the manager and the new user to that project. The other thing I wanted to show actually before I jump into it is if we actually click into Bruce, you'll see that we set them up already in Workfront as reporting to Christopher as the manager. Um, so wanted to highlight that as well. But anyways, let's just go to this project. So now we have this new project called Bruce Wayne Onboarding. So if I go into the tasks, you'll see the assignments have been made. So these are all the manager tasks. These are all the employee tasks. These are all been assigned to Bruce Wayne. These have all been assigned to me. You also included the role to show you that. So my role is Jedi Master, and Bruce doesn't have a role yet. But so that is just to highlight as well, potentially in your use case, you don't know yet who you want to assign it to, but based off certain variables, you want to be able to assign a specific role or group or team. And so there's different options there. Anyways, the other thing I wanted to show you was um, that due on date, as I mentioned. So if you remember in ServiceNow, that start date was January 12th of 2026. If we're here, that employee start date is now January 12th of 2026. So automatically updated that. And then based off the predecessors, we have all the tasks in this example project being driven by that start date. So we have the manager basically starting his tasks or her task, in this case me, 2 weeks before the employee start date. And then we have the employee having their task starting and due after obviously their start date. And so that way it automatically calculates all of that for you. Then kind of last thing I wanted to show you is here in ServiceNow, you notice we have this new note that was added by Fusion admin saying this user has been successfully added to Workfront. And if I scroll up here, you can see here also Fusion admin modified this value. We've changed the status now from open to closed complete. So wanted to show you that as well, that not only are we getting the information from ServiceNow to then push into Workfront, we're able to go and talk back to ServiceNow and add information, change statuses, make updates accordingly within ServiceNow. That way, everyone stays up to date. Right now, if let's say it's the IT team is in here, or if it's whoever is monitoring this, is able to say, hey, great, this has been closed. I see it was by Fusion admin. I know the automation was set up and it ran correctly. And so I don't have to worry about this anymore. It's closed, it's off my radar, it's off my list of to-dos, and everyone's happy not having to follow up or verify if tasks have been done or not. So um, yeah, that's the demo I wanted to show you today with ServiceNow. Again, connecting ServiceNow and Workfront in this example with Fusion. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you found that interesting and insightful. And again, hopefully you're able to use this to kind of show you the art of the possible and really ideally give you some ideas of your own based off your specific use cases of ways you can use Fusion to connect systems. You can see the power and the benefit that comes from connecting your different systems, your different tools, or different teams and people are getting their work done. So if there are any questions on anything I've talked about today, definitely don't hesitate to reach out. Always happy to answer any questions. And I can, on another video, dive a bit deeper into exactly how this was built, if that would be interesting as well. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that, and we'll see you on the next video.